So hello, this is your friendly neighbourhood weeb, Theta Eisenberg. Very good episode, Naufoumi's triumphant return. This basically happens after the fight with the Pope on the Three Hero Church. It starts off with a dream sequence that Naufoumi has, and he, obviously Raftalia, and like his party's there with him, and you can see a boat, so obviously it's hinting towards where they're going to be going. Now, when he wakes up, he realises that all three members of his party are asleep around him, and he asks, "What are you doing?" And the Melty, she basically says to him, "You were asleep for a very long time." And of course, it comes to a point where Raftalia is beside herself with joy, because obviously she thought that he wasn't going to survive after the ability that he used, which was blood sacrifice. She basically grabs his hand and kind of puts it up to her face as if to kind of nuzzle his hand, like an affection kind of thing. And reading between the lines, basically what she was saying to him was, "I don't know what I would have done without you if the worst had happened to you." And Nafumi's really taken aback by this, and he's like, "What? What?" And basically it's another case of the female protagonist in Side Story saying to the male protagonist, "I like you that way. I've got feelings for you." And as ever, the male was always oblivious. Because to be honest, in our defence, we're kind of... So he's basically talking to the Queen here, and he's thinking that if he doesn't stay in Millimark, he can go around the world to help them with the waves. And he's thinking that that's a shortcut to get back home. But I'm thinking by the time he gets it all done, he really won't want to go back to his old life. Because, I mean, he's got everything finally going right for him in this episode. Because he has a nightmare during the night as well. The night before, the Queen says that she'll say, "I will tell you everything," to Naufoumi. And she basically goes through the past where because Naufoumi basically asks the Queen, why does the King hate the shield hero? And she's basically like, "I'll tell you everything." So she does. And I may have picked this up wrong, but she said something about, I'm thinking it might have been a previous husband that she had that was a demi-human. I'm not sure. I would need to watch the episode again when it comes out in English dub to properly understand what she said. So basically going back to the nightmare that he had. The nightmare that he had was to do with, surprise surprise, Princess Millimark. and the king, because they had, boom a second, I don't know if you can see it in the corner there, but right where I've got it here, basically his nightmare ended when the king here was getting put in the chopping block to get his head cut off, because the queen had said that they committed high treason working with the Three Hero Church to basically overthrow the royal family. But obviously the king didn't realise that, and he argued in the courtroom that he argued in the courtroom basically because he did that because he hated the shield hero, and obviously that led to Naufoumi basically saying that the king's just basically throwing away his last kind of thing that would get him out of it. Because all through the trial you can see that Naufoumi was clenching his fist, and I think what he was doing there was kind of trying to subdue the rage that was riling up inside him. Obviously he was like taking a deep breath and kind of being the bigger person. What I did notice though, that Myne, obviously, in these two pictures here, she looks very distressed. Oh diddums. The reason she looks like this in this upside down photo is because the queen puts a slave crest on her own daughter. And what that effectively does is when they're getting like kinda prosecuted by the queen, every time Myne lies, it shocks her. Like kinda, obviously it shocks her right in like the heart, because of where as you can see, where they've put the crest. Like a direct link to her heart and that. So basically it's like a lie detector test, but very deadly. So they're asking every single question, and the most important one they ask her is, did Naufoumi do anything to you to merit what you did, as in trying to kill your sister, your little sister, to gain a beeline to the throne? Why did he set the forest on fire? And why did he make people believe that the shield hero is the devil of the shield? As in fabricating evidence that slander against him to basically make it out that she caused the fire to stop the shield hero kidnapping her little sister. But basically the queen shuts that down quickly during the trial when she says that nothing of the sort, or something like that. And I'm like, I'm glad, because I was about to talk about it during the episode, but the queen just shut her down like that, and just basically in her own words said, shut up. Every time she was asked a question though, I was like, did you do this, did you do that? And the questions I just said a minute ago, she lied. And every time she lied, the crest got stronger when it reacted. Because someone says in that courtroom that Myne is a pathological liar, and it's like, yeah, of course she is. Because if she wasn't lying about everything, then that crest wouldn't have gone off to basically make her near enough pass out on the floor with pain. Sorry, I'm not laughing at that kind of stuff, but Myne kind of deserved it. But what it comes into is Naufoumi shows that when the king and Myne are in the stocks outside in the courtyard where it's being broadcast to everyone outside, they're like, really? She made that up? And basically, well, it's like, well, Naufoumi basically says, like, that's enough, and he comes out and he says something very, very good that I can't remember. But obviously, you'll need to watch the episode to find out what he says. Basically, that the Queen wants to help Naufoumi clear his name. Obviously clear his name by proving that Aultcray and Myne, their crimes, have fabricated everything from the start. But long story short, it comes to the end of the episode, and I like what Naufoumi said, because he said that I refuse to work with you because when it turns out near the end of the thing goodbye to everyone, Melty obviously stays behind with her mum, the Queen, because someone needs to rule that part of Melamark, because the Queen basically dethrones the king and basically denies Myne her clear route to the throne. This is beginning to seem like a better version of Game of Thrones Series 8. Zing. Yeah, so basically they're walking it. Flicks back to the Queen and Melty, and the Queen collapses, but not like properly collapses because something's going to happen to her. I was going to offer my own life to make Naufoumi show them mercy, but we all know that Naufoumi is a proper hero. I mean, he's been through a lot of shite. Sorry, but he's been through a lot of shite since episode 1. It shows that he's a better man, though, that he showed even his worst enemies mercy, because maybe they'll recognise that. But I mean, yeah, when the king's dethroned, the Queen says he'll be formally now known as Trash. Myne will now be formally known as a bitch, and her adventure name, if she chooses to adventure with anyone, will be Slut. And I'm like, yeah, that's about right, and that's doing his own thing, but he's doing it the wrong way. But then again, we've kind of understood from the start that Naufoumi does things his own way. He then is coming up from down below the castle, and everyone's there, including the shop owner, and it is led by most of the people that the Queen brought with her, and saying, "All hail the shield hero." And everyone's basically happy, and as he's walking away from the capital, he's basically saying that with my friends I will now go and follow the waves wherever they appear. And obviously then the episode ends there. Obviously the meatiest part of the episode was right at the beginning, like the good chunk of the stuff, where Naofoumi's name was finally cleared. And I'm glad that he showed that he was a good man, as if like to show even his worst enemies mercy. Because I know for a fact that in real life, a lot of people wouldn't have been able to do that for Myne and the king. But he is the better man, so I'm glad that he did that. Yeah, so this has been your friendly neighbourhood weeb, and I shall join you all next time in episode 22. So good night, good morning, and good afternoon, wherever you are when you're watching this review. I shall see you guys later.